Hello and welcome to another fun-filled edition of Adam's Music Box, where today we wish a very happy birthday to Jethro Tull's Ian Anderson. Now, Jethro Tull were in some ways the most unlikely of ultra-successful prog rock bands. Their front man played the flute. He did interesting physical things with it on stage, dancing around with it and prancing around in Robin Hood style, men in tights. And they were very much a band centered on a fusion of traditional Scottish and English and other Celtic folk musics. English obviously isn't Celtic, Scottish is, for those people in the chat who love to be so smart. But that alone doesn't really bode well for mass popularity. Then again, it was the late 60s and 70s where anything and everything was possible. But what really made them super popular was two things, in my view. One, when they wanted to rock, they could rock really hard. And number two, they were really good live. And the 70s was an era when you really needed to be good live. The first album, This was a pretty straight ahead blues rock album, a good one at that. Their second album, Stand Up, was really where they refined their style. And that really is, I think, probably my favorite Jethro Tull album. But Benefit, the third album, was really good. With You There to Help Me is a piece that incorporates elements of jazz, elements of rock, elements of sort of progressive wildness. Such a great album. But it was, of course, the next album that made them superstars. And this album, I don't even need to say the name. I can just go da 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 da. And anyone who knows will know. Aqualung, one of the best riffs of all time. You could put it right up there with things like Smoke on the Water and the bass riff to Another One Bites the Dust. Everyone knows it. And with Aqualung, Jethro Tull proved that they could meld folky prog rock and hard rock at the same time. And from there, they went from strength to strength in terms of their popularity. They went a bit overboard with some of their concept albums, particularly A Passion Play, but Minstrel in the Gallery and Thick as a Brick, which mocked the idea of the prog rock concept album, was great. I actually think the late 70s album, when some people thought they were a bit past their prime, which is just called A, as in that thing that comes before B, I thought that was a great album, and it features the wonderful Eddie Jobson of the band UK, think John Wetton, Bill Bruford, Alan Holdsworth. It features him on keyboard and his wonderful violin. Great album. And then, of course, they had an unexpected revival in the late 80s. So unexpected that it surprised the hell out of Jethro Tull themselves. And this was the album Crest of a Knave, which infamously won the Grammy for Best Heavy Metal Album. And while Jethro Tull definitely, as Aqualung proves, were a hard rock band among many other things that they might be more well known for, they wouldn't really be considered heavy metal, not particularly not in an age when Slayer and Megadeth and Metallica were around. And obviously Metallica's And Justice for All, where's the bass? Some will get it. Was a dominant album of that year. Everyone thought that it would win, but it didn't. Crest of a Knave won, and it was a scandal at a time when people still sort of watched and cared about the Grammys. I don't know if that would be a scandal anymore, but it didn't hurt the band. I think the band took it all in good stride, and Ian Anderson is still going strong. His voice isn't what it used to be, but his flute playing has got better by his own admission, and he's still a great entertainer, and he's still very clever. And he even for a while ran a salmon farm, which is before I knew that he ran one, I didn't really know much about salmon farming. I think more about cows and pigs and chickens when I think of farms, but he had one, and it was apparently quite successful. So there you go. Happy birthday, Ian Anderson, and keep on rocking. Like, subscribe. We will see you next time. Take care.